It's not just about working hard. Actually, it has never just been about working hard. It's more about being in the right rooms and noticing when you are in that room, having the right conversations, and then recognizing moments that can 10, 20x your life. You see, most people miss these moments because they are not trained to see them or to act on them. Most of us are simply not paying attention and live a life of regret when we think back to an opportunity that was literally thrown in our laps, but we didn't take it. That's what I am talking about today. Having the ability to identify those high growth moments to take advantage of them. So, I hope you stick around for the episode. This is going to be a hot one and I'm going to drop a lot of information. So definitely tune in and let's get into the episode. Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of the 5 to 9 Job podcast with me, Raymond. Today we are talking about a concept I want to call exponential growth awareness. So I don't actually know if this is an actual word, but I have coined it sort of explain to you what I mean here. So let's begin by understanding this concept more. What is exponential growth awareness? You see, most people underestimate how fast growth can happen under the right conditions. You can struggle for 10 years and then suddenly make 10 years or 20 years worth of progress in 1 year. You can be grinding for nothing until you step into the right environment, is what I'm trying to say. So the key insight here is that growth isn't just about what you are doing, how hard you are working, and all these other things. It's also going to be about where, with whom you are, working or doing it with, and if you are able to see and identify that window, which is the important part I want to be very clear on when I am trying to explain this whole thing. So God help me, I am able to sort of articulate it for you very well. So how do you identify exponential growth moments? These moments usually fall into three categories, or I have tried to categorize them into three sets. So number one is a room that forces you to level up, the room itself, the environment. So being around people who think bigger than you instantly changes what you believe in and what you believe is actually possible. An example here is going from a 9 to 5 mindset to an entrepreneur mindset just by hanging out with business owners. Trust me, when you hang around business owners, you start to think more like them and less like an employee. And there is a very big difference between how the two people speak. An indicator here is if if you have ever been in a conversation anyway, and that conversation makes you feel uncomfortable but excited, then you are in the right place. Those are usually the sort of rooms you want to be in, where the conversation makes you feel uncomfortable, but then it sort of lights up this fire in you or turns on this bulb. That's the awareness you need. And when you feel that, know that you need to act on that sensation. That is the first tip I am dropping for you. When you feel uncomfortable but excited in any room, in any conversation, make sure that you act on it. That is going to help you to build this whole track that is going to put you on exponential growth. So that is having exponential growth awareness, tip number one. And then number two is a person who can unlock a new level for you. So some people already live at a level that you want to reach, and having a single conversation with them or staying with them or just interacting with them can save you years of struggle. An example here again is a mentor who can be a high level connection for you, or someone who has cracked the code in something that you are trying to figure out. It could be in education, it could be in politics, it could be at your property management firm that you are working in, or law, name it. An indicator here and how you can develop this awareness is if someone's advice always feels like a cheat code. You get it? Like whenever you talk to this person and they tell you something, you feel like you have been uh, given sort of a cheat code to achieve something. It feels like he has drawn back the curtain to show you something that, let me say, the rich are doing, the best players in your industry are doing, the best athletes in your game are doing. Whenever you get advice from that person, it feels like a cheat code. Then they are a person you need to listen to more, number one. And then that is your signal. That is the skill you need to have to see those times and then discern them. That's the awareness you need. And when you feel that, know that you need to act on that sensation. Again, like I said, when you get that feeling, make sure that you act on it. So that is tip number 2. And then 3 is a decision that will 10x your growth. So the first one was a room that forces you to grow and level up. The next one is a person who can unlock a new level for you. And then number 3 that we are now talking about is a decision that will 10x your growth. So sometimes the right opportunity is right in front of you, like literally right in front of you, but you don't recognize it because you are, let me say, for example, either thinking too small, or sometimes it's actually on you, like there is something in front of you and you get to choose, do you take it or do you pass it on? Like it's literally your decision. You're the one who has to either jump off the cliff and say, I might not be experienced in this, but I'll figure it out as I go on. And it could, okay, in most cases it is actually something that is going to stretch you. It will put you in different rooms. It will elevate your thinking. It is going to stress you, it is going to stress you. Usually there are things that are going to stress you. There are things that are going to be hard. It's going to be uncomfortable. That is also a moment of exponential growth. That is definitely one moment. That decision, when you take that small decision, okay, it's actually not even a small decision, but let me give another example. So turning down a short-term job because of a better long-term partnership when it is possible. That is a very good example. So you could turn down a 3, 4, 5-year contract for a 20-year deal in, let me say, like a big law firm or a big tech firm. Number 2 is saying yes to a challenge that is going to force you to grow, something that you have never done. Another example here I can use is the 3 decisions that Naval Ravikant talks about, the 3 biggest decisions of your life, which is where you stay, what you do, and who you're with. Those 3 decisions are small, but they have a very big impact in your life and can either 10x your growth or they can negative 10x your growth. Who you are with can either 10x or negative 10x. What you are doing can either 10x or negative 10x. Where you are, if you are in a city, you're going to be playing with bigger people, better people. You become better just because of the environment and the people you're playing with. If you're playing in a village, in a sub community, in a rural area, you're definitely playing by the level and standard around you, so you're not going to grow as much. So anyway, without dragging this all the way out there, an indicator here is if a decision feels risky but has massive upside, it's likely an exponential growth moment. So tip number 3 is make sure you have an awareness for when the potential upside and risk are, I should say, not aligned, yes, because you have to be able to discern, like I said, but make sure that you have that sort of awareness with you. You have that bond. All these are skills that you can learn. And if you are able to identify these moments when you are in the moment, when you are out of it and you act on it, trust me, you're going to make sure you're going to literally 10x your growth. So make sure you listen to those 3 because that's where the meat in this episode really is. And there are things I have thought and thoroughly thought about, and they are actually worth using. So you could literally go back and re-listen you so that you don't lose them and so that you can start to apply them. And after you have re-listened to those ones and you have understood them, this next part that I want to present to you is how to prepare for those moments, because these moments could come. You could be in the room, you could be with that person, you could make the decision, but you're not yet prepared for them, because there is this whole thing of luck meets the prepared. So how do you make sure that you are prepared so you don't miss them when they are in front of you? Because these moments, the growth moments, don't wait for you to be ready. You need to already be prepared. You need to be able to step up when they show up, or else you won't fully exploit them, or it will be harder than it should be. So first things first is to have these essential traits, and please do not beat yourself down if you don't have any of the four or any of the two or one. I mean, it's just easier for you when you have these essential traits. So the first one is speed. Move fast when you see an opportunity. Speed of iteration, speed of execution. Speed is going to matter a lot in these games. Number two is humility. Be willing to learn from others that are ahead of you. When a wise man speaks, listen. When you are in a room full of people that are better than you, listen. Humility. Number three is courage. Say yes to the things that scare you but could change your life. You're not going to grow outside of or within your comfort zone. You're only going to grow outside of your comfort zone, and it takes courage to step out of that little box that you might be in or you might want to be in. Number four is awareness. Constantly ask, is this a normal moment or an exponential growth moment? The room I am in right now, is it just a normal room? Or could I increase my growth in this area by just striking up another conversation with this person, by doing this one thing, by acting, by thinking this way? Is this a normal situation? Is this a normal person that I'm talking to? Is this a normal decision that I am making? Always ask yourself. That's how you build that awareness born in you. And then remember that the biggest opportunities never look obvious at first. And like I said, don't beat yourself up if you don't have these four traits, because it's not an obvious that everyone who has all these four is going to identify those moments, but it definitely puts you in an easier position to do so. So just remember that some of these big moments and big opportunities never look obvious at the beginning. So that's where the awareness comes in. But also just be patient with yourself and make sure that you are ready for it. And I guess for this episode's sake, I want you to go back and think, have you ever missed a growth moment? And if you have, that is okay, but make sure that the next one that comes to you, that you are aware, that you are focused, that you are forward with it, that you take it this week. Find that one person, find that one group, find that one opportunity, that decision that could 10x it, that could 10x your life, sorry. That 10x moment, and then take action. Don't just notice, step into it. And I hope you really go ahead and do that. I know this episode will help a lot of people, like it has helped me, just researching this whole thing and trying to shift my mindset towards this. So make sure that you share it with a lot of people that could benefit from this. I hope it has helped you. And then please share, subscribe, review the podcast. And as always, I'll see you in the next episode. I want to end this episode with the kind of energy I started it with. So from the team and from me at the 5 to 9 Job podcast, we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.